Where troubles melt like lemon drops, that's where you'll find me. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on wherever you find yourself in the world today. My name is Amy Leo, and you're listening to What We Should Have Learned in School. It is with great excitement that I officially announce my partnership with an organization called Intention Inspired. In fact, I created a 30 Days of Love challenge for that organization, so feel free to really check that out. You can go to intentioninspired.com/join-love. Again, intentioninspired.com/join-love. And it's an extremely accessible way to dive into several realms of love. Whether you want to get more clarity on the issue of self-love or love as it comes to relationships, romantic or perhaps with family members, definitely check that out. Each day includes many elements. An intention for the day is set and an affirmation. There's a going deeper section. There's a science fact section, which I really enjoyed to create, a journaling prompt, and more. So it is the season of love. We're in February. I really encourage you to go check that series out. It's an awesome organization. They offer a variety of other challenges, and the community is just awesome. They're really supportive, really cool people over there. So for February, I'm going to be sharing a clip from the challenge for each week. The first week of the challenge is really a foundational week, and that's really focused on kind of what I always talk about here on the show, the art and science of being human. And from a greater perspective of that, then we begin to dive into the issue of self-love. That's week 2. Week 3 involves love in relationships, romantic or otherwise. And the fourth week, we really highlight how to be a force of love in the world, how to bring that sense of well-being and love into the broader community, the broader culture, and the world. So for this week, I want to talk about day 4 for the challenge. The intention was reflective, and so I want to share that going deeper section with you here. Check it out. I can't tell you how many times in my career someone has said to me, well, I'm a compulsive overthinker. I mean, my mind is always going. It never shuts off. I can't even meditate because it's so busy in there all the time. And these folks really think that this is a personal problem, that they're really the only one that's up against this. And what I've seen is that all of us tend to revert to 2 types of thinking when it comes to approaching life's problems. And the first mode of thinking is rumination. It is that cycle of being caught in a trap of repetitive thinking. It feels compulsive, and it just takes all of one's focus and attention. And this type of thinking does tend to cause feelings of sadness, stress and distress, anxiety and worry. It feels really personal, and the options for solving the problems at hand seem really limited, or at the very least unsatisfactory from this approach, from this kind of thinking. I actually have a colleague of mine, Barbara Ireland, who calls this mind looping. And I think that's a brilliant explanation for this repetitive, compulsive, and often negative experience that we've all had. I mean, this is the kind of thinking that keeps us up in the middle of the night. The other type of thinking and approaching problems is reflection. And reflection, on the other hand, is a state of mind that feels much less personal. When someone's in a reflective state, they're more inquisitive, they're more introspective, more neutral. They tend to be more open to receiving new ideas, considering new possibilities. And I tend to see that when folks are in this state of mind, they're much more in touch with their own intuition and open to guidance. So let's have a little bit of fun with this. Here's a chart that details the different elements and experiences that tend to come with either mode of thinking, either rumination or reflection. So think about it yourself. When are you more likely to get new ideas? When are you more likely to feel stressed out? What about the likelihood of feeling victimized, that life isn't fair or things aren't fair? When are you more likely to feel stuck? On the contrary, when are you more likely to learn something new about yourself or others or the world at hand? When are you more likely to feel at ease and in touch with inner wisdom and intuition? When are you more likely to feel depressed or be self-critical? What about the likelihood of snapping at others or feeling disconnected from family and friends and society as a whole? What about this one? When are you more likely to feel a sense of urgency and pressure to fix the problem right away? On the contrary, when are you more likely to discover infinite possibilities and solutions? And at the end of the day, which mode of thinking do you tend to be in when you experience love and connectedness? Now, when you hear that, you may think, oh, wow, reflection sounds a lot nicer and it seems a lot more effective when it comes to dealing with problems of the heart and life's problems in general. But every human being goes in and out of these two modes of thinking. What can be really practical is not to try to stop yourself from ruminating, but to at least hold off on making major decisions until you're in a more neutral state of mind, until you're in a more reflective, clear state of mind. And so upon hearing the Going Deeper section, how can the distinction between rumination versus reflection serve you in the area of love? How might making decisions about romantic relationships, perhaps, who to date, who to break up with, who to marry, who to divorce, how would waiting until a reflective mode, a more neutral state of mind, be helpful to you in navigating your love life? Again, my name is Amy Leo. You can learn more about me at amyleo.com. I'm also going to put a link to the 30 Days of Love Challenge here. Again, the link was intentioninspired.com/join-love. Until next time, stay curious, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and keep rockin'.